Okay, for the people who don't know who exactly you are, let everybody know who Danny Thrax is.
I'm Danny Thrax. I'm born Danny. I work with Tasha the Amazon as her producer and business partner. I'm also a producer for a lot of other local artists as well as a DJ.
Sweet. Okay, so at this point in your career, what would you say the biggest accomplishment has been so far?
Geez, that's really hard to say. Obviously, getting nominated for a Juno was a pretty big deal, and going to the Juno Awards with Tasha was pretty big. But honestly, like awards, that's more something that just like made my parents stop like talking about my degree and start being like, oh, he's an artist, and like take it seriously.
Yeah.
For me, I think what was the most exciting was being able to travel for the music and to play in 8 different countries for all kinds of fans. Even going overseas and getting people to respond to, you know, seeing people overseas knowing the lyrics, it's just it's wild.
Sum it all up is being paid for your craft. With all of that being said and done, being able to like know that you've put in all that work and starting to see the fruits of your labor when you do shows and performances and tours.
I think that like whenever I'm like in a moment of gratitude, that's always the thing that I'm most grateful for. You know, like being able to travel, seeing it in film and television, all that stuff. But really, that's all stuff that allows me to, you know, keep eating and keep doing this.
For sure. Sometimes we ask random questions, but in regards to like, what would you say you still have from your childhood?
Oh man, I would still say that I have my imagination and my sense of possibility. I think that's one of the biggest signs that somebody has like really grown old. They have no more imagination, they have no more sense of possibility. Their life is just the routine that they see for themselves. But I'm still glad that it's infectious, you know, when I'm around other people. A lot of people feel motivated and they feel like, hey, you know what, like I can do the thing that I've been thinking about and maybe hesitant to do. So I hope that people get that from this interview, that they feel encouraged and inspired.
Okay, so with the music, when moving forward, would you say like you have like a short-term goal, long-term goal, 5-year plan, 10-year plan?
It's kind of weird, you know, like when I was like 18, I had 5-year plans, but then you realize life is just full of surprises and like things move so fast and change so quickly. And then the only thing that I did is I just kind of set an overall direction and just 55, you know, like thinking even about, you know, does my life include family? Does this lifestyle allow family? So these are questions that are on my mind right now.
Key questions for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any hidden talents?
Oh, wow.
Like a lot of artists sometimes, like, you know, they can do more than one thing, and you've obviously made it very clear that you are a hands-on, crafty fella. So therefore, is there anything that we wouldn't know? Like, can you juggle? Can you...
I wish I could. I wish I had a more interesting answer for this, to be honest.
No, it's all good.
Like, I make my life these talents, you know?
Yeah.
Other than that, I would say, like, I read a lot. So, like, if you were to start to, like, talk about anything, like, history, talk about, like, politics, current affairs, all that kind of stuff, I pay a lot of attention. You know, sometimes I think that, like...
It's hidden and people possibly wouldn't know that you know those things.
Yeah, I think straight up. I think a lot of people assume that a lot of artists are dumb, but like straight up, to be a successful artist in this day and age, you can no longer afford to just be an artist.
Yeah.
You have to be sharp as hell.
Yeah, but a lot of people, a lot of artists, sometimes they get overlooked by that, and then it takes them to say something like, really, you do care, like Cardi B and the politics and the Kanye West and
straight up
things like that.
Yeah. And
you would never know that they are interested.
You would never know, and I think it's important for artists to use their voice in that respect, because, you know, they bring a different perspective that's not heard by, you know, the lawyers and the CEOs. And plus, you know, a lot of the time they put all their life experiences into their music, and they're speaking. One of the reasons why they're successful is because they already speak to and speak for a lot of people. So, I don't know, but politics for sure is something that's on my mind.
Right. So do you have anything on your bucket list? Do you have top 3 things?
Oh, man, I feel like being so focused on my career has almost made me a little bit boring, because that's like 99% of what's on my mind.
But like bucket list, okay, like with the music, is there one place that possibly you haven't traveled yet, but it's on your bucket list that if you could belt out to the world or introduce something to the world, where would you want to be?
I think it'd be really sick to get to Asia. I've never been there on a personal level or a professional level.
Yeah.
And now that we've been received in Europe, I mean, like, that's cool, but I'd love to see, like, Thailand or Japan or something like that.
Mm-hmm. When assessing your personal self, like, is there any positive quality that you would say that is you, like, that you bring to the table?
Oh man, I think I bring a lot to the table. I mean, like, obviously as an artist, like your creativity, your vision, but something that I realized that actually is it comes at a bit of a premium these days because so many people are not that, is just to be reliable and just to be positive. Because like, so many people, when it comes to art or anything in their career, they get a lot of negativity, a lot of pushback. It's like, oh, I don't think that you should do that. I don't think that maybe that's a good idea. And really that's their own insecurity projecting onto you. Whereas I'm the kind of person who says, oh, you really want to do that, let's talk about it. And like, just the number of times where people have shared with me something that they're dreaming about, and I hear it now, and I offer just even one or two nuggets of advice, and whatever, hear it, look at it, and say, oh wow, I see the potential here. People really appreciate that because so many people are just trying to tear each other down, I guess.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Is there anything that you would say, like, that's your positive thing, like you like to uplift people and I guess not shut down their inspirations per se?
Straight up, I think it's just a natural way that I relate to people. Like, I'm obsessed with my own goals, but when I see somebody else who has a goal inside of them, that's like my way of showing love to that person, is to nurture that and to push them.
You want to see it grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that you would say, like, there's a negative quality?
For me?
Yeah.
Something that I've been working on is, I would say that I'm a private person, and that I play a lot of things close to the vest. And a lot of that's like, first of all, I don't necessarily need other people's advice. I'm trying to get a lot of dumb advice, or a lot of times I don't even need advice at all. I prefer to just handle my shit.
Yeah.
But also, like, I've been trying out being less private, and I realized that even if I don't need advice or anything like that, it's a really cool way to connect with people. And like, you share something that you're thinking about that maybe you don't normally share, and then that gives the other person permission to share. And it's actually in some ways supercharged my friendships and my relationships. It's been a beautiful thing to experiment with that.
I love that. Okay, so with your journey, has there been any challenges that you would have to overcome to be where you are today?
I think that, like, it's a challenge that we've started to overcome, and we've done pretty well at, but as a cautionary tale to all artists, it's like, you can't get too focused just on Toronto, and you can't just get focused just on Canada, because that border is like, it's actually very real. You could make a lot of noise up here and not have anybody care out there, and it was a big deal for us to just start taking trips out to the US, to go to LA, to go to South by Southwest in Austin, and to build relationships out there, so that when we finally did put out the first mixtape, we had a real base of support to grow from. If your plan is to just blow up out of Toronto, like, straight up, like, put together that travel money, find that friend of yours that lives out in Louisiana, whatever the hell it is, and just connect, just get out. It comes at a premium to be able to spend time and build any kind of relationships out there.
Well said. Well, thank you so much, Danny Thrax, for coming out and telling your story and sharing your journey with us and our viewers. We're definitely watching. We're definitely watching Tasha the Amazon. We're watching you and your movement.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you just taking the time to come and sit and show our viewers that people make it. People make it from Canada. And again, like, the journey's real. Everybody's journey is different, but the fact that you came and took the time out and shared yours, I appreciate it, and we all do too.
I appreciate you too.
Awesome.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Danny Thrax. You can listen to the new Tasha the Amazon album Black Moon on your favorite streaming platform, Spotify or Apple Music. You can also hit me up at DANNYTHRAX. Love to hear from you.